So Kolbe, thanks so much for being here. So the first question that I have is a really simple one, which is, how did you feel the vocation to become a priest and to become a seminarian?
It's been a pretty gradual call, I think. I was born Catholic, baptized very soon, fifth of 7 children, and we went to Mass every Sunday. So my parents were very Catholic. So I've been serving Mass since I was a kid, and I've always had a great admiration for priests. And when I got to high school, I started going to a high school youth group where we had talks from religious and from married couples and from priests. And the priesthood always kind of called out to me. And I kept going in high school youth group. I made some really good friends. I was going to adoration on every Wednesday, weekly, and confessions. And that desire for the priesthood was slowly growing. And in college, I decided to discern a little more formally. And I joined a discernment group, and we read some books on the priesthood, and I got a spiritual director. And I was just very excited about the thought of seminary. I did date in high school. I had some very great relationships that helped me to mature a lot. But there was this excitement about the thought of seminary that just wouldn't go away. And so I decided to talk to Father Eisenberg, our vocation director, and I met with him for about a half hour. And he gave me some things to pray with in adoration. And I remember coming home that day, I was very excited. I thought, okay, the ball's kind of rolling now. And so I applied to seminary. I got accepted in June 2021. And it's been wonderful ever since. So,
wow, thank you so much for sharing that. So you're our summer seminarian. So can you please tell me what's been one of the most interesting things you've done this summer as an intern?
Yeah, I mean, it's a hard question. There's been a lot of great things going on, apostolates and everything else, serving Mass. But if I had to choose the most interesting, I think I would say bringing communion to the sick, because I was reflecting on it one day. I was walking down the street to go to the apartment where this homebound man was, and I was carrying the Holy Eucharist on me. And I thought to myself just how amazing it was that Jesus is so vulnerable that he doesn't have physical arms or legs anymore, and he needs ours to get to the people that he loves. And so I just felt very privileged to be carrying him to the sick. And I realized that that was what Mary must have felt like when she was carrying Jesus for 9 months. Just having him on your person, I was very struck at that moment. And so it's just been a privilege, I think, to bring communion, and that I think was the most impactful thing that I've done. Just talking to the sick and really carrying Jesus out into the world in a very physical way. I think that'd be the most interesting that I've done.
Well, that's a beautiful answer. Thanks so much for sharing that. So how would you describe the Basilica as a parish?
I would say in one word, I'd say busy, very busy. There's a lot going on, apostolates and liturgies, meetings, tours. But I think it's a great testament to just the beauty of the Basilica, the beauty of the liturgies, just the fact that there's so many people coming every single day, not just on Sundays, because there's things going on and they want to be a part of them. And so I'd say it's busy, but I think that's a beautiful, just a testament to just how amazing it is. I mean, it's been great being part of these meetings, seeing the young kids at the school and the middle schoolers, the high schoolers, the young adults and the older adults, everyone participating, because there's something kind of for everybody. There's, meetings and masses and all. And so I would say it's busy, but it's very rewarding. And I think it's been a great blessing to me to see everybody. And I know people are getting things out of it as well. And everyone's growing closer to God.
So speaking of growing closer to God, how do you think working here has affected your faith life?
Yeah, I think in a short answer, it's been very positive. I've grown closer, I think, to Mary especially. I noticed at the start of the summer, I realized in my prayer that I wanted to grow closer to Mary. I've been wanting to for a while. My home parish is St. Mary of the Immaculate Conception, and I got sent to the Basilica of St. Mary. And there have been all these little moments over the summer where I've just heard her speaking to me. Somebody randomly brought me a beautiful picture of Our Lady of Guadalupe, and just all these little things that have shown that Mary is kind of pursuing me as well. And so it's really awesome to see the hand of God in all that, but also just seeing these things that I've been wanting to do over the past 2 years, like serving the poor, serving the homeless. I've been seeing opportunities to do that here. And so I know that God's helping me to develop these skills that he wants me to use and giving me the opportunity to use them. And I think to the average outsider, it wouldn't look very crazy, but to me, seeing all the dots that are being connected over the summer has been really wonderful. So just seeing the way that God's working has been pretty amazing.
Wow, that's awesome. So final question, what are your hopes for the future?
Short term, I want to come back and see the school when it's finished. It's been a long process. And also just to continue growing and maturing in my faith and growing closer to Jesus. And long term, of course, I hope to continue studying in the seminary. Next summer, I'd be going to Guatemala, Institute for Priestly Formation in Omaha. There's all these things to look forward to. And so God willing, if he wants me to be a priest, I look forward to that one day and coming back to offer the Mass here. But even if I'm not called to the priesthood and God calls me out of seminary, I just look forward to finding out what he wants me to do with my life, because it's really an adventure, finding out what God wants and following him in that. So I just look forward to that.